Small bites of the elephant, simple solutions to complex business issues. My brother-in-law, John Manzetti, and we read over the resume in length a few days ago, and he'll be spending Tuesday night with me in the 10 o'clock hour on the radio, so we'll have a lot more time to go into his incredible background. But I think this is the best way to start it off. After 47 years of marriage, you'd think I would finally learn to listen to my wife, Renee, who happens to be my sister, the oldest of the 6 members of the original Pratt Pack. A yellow sticky note next to my computer in my office with the note she wrote to me, always remember, I am always right. She would also tell me to, over the years, write a book every time I told her of a work situation, its challenges, and how it turned out. Well, I finally listened and wrote this book. Here it is. So we're going to break it down. So John, a life of business, and you have done it all. And we're going to talk a little human resources and cash management, management accounting, growth, market and sales. Don't go it alone. Partnering is a key. Product development, competition. We are all in sales, fundraising, governance, legal. It's all in this book. But I want to mention, obviously, your dad, a huge mentor to you, your mother, an entrepreneur in her own right with a candy business, your brother, Daryl, an accountant, CPA, very successful in his own right. Something that you said in this book, it was a quote from J.P. Morgan that I loved. It simply says, I do not pay lawyers to tell me what I cannot do, but to tell me how to do what I want to do. And you pretty much have done what you've wanted to do with a lot of sweat equity, and now you're trying to help other people, right?
Yeah, Rob, that's about right. You know, that's an interesting quote. It's something actually that I believe. You know, I have a lot of good lawyers, good friends who are lawyers, and they're still good friends of mine. But you know, I don't listen to everything they say. I try to take everything as advice from everybody, and then make my own decisions. And obviously, you want to stay out of legal risk for sure. But yeah, I mean, the book was something that I thought I'd take a shot at last year about this time, and I chipped away at chapters every few weeks or month. I'd sit on my deck and start writing it on my phone, actually, and then expand the chapter, small chapter, and a bigger chapter later. And I just took areas of business that were meaningful in those subject matters you rattled off, which are the headings of the chapters, most of them. But those are important areas. That's not everything. I mean, I might do a follow-up. I don't know, but I'm happy I got this one done, by the way. And those topics are really important. And I lived in starting companies, working with big companies and small divisions, selling companies. Have my own company helped start up about this time last year. And these are all very important factors, starting with cash and fundraising and hiring the right people, and all those kind of simple suggestions to what people appear are very complex problems. And they're complex because you can't afford to screw them up. So, but there are ways to address these problems that shouldn't be scary to people who are starting companies and expanding their businesses.
You know, one of the things that I've learned from a lot of my entrepreneurial friends, and you happen to be one of the more successful, if you're successful in one thing and you have a numbers background, accounting and sales, if you follow those principles, and a lot of them you write in this book, and we'll talk much more on the radio Tuesday night in depth in the 10 o'clock hour KDK radio, but it's about your personal development and managing your career and your life. You can pretty much parlay that into business after business if you stick to your game plan. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can, take the things you learn in business, put them use in your life, and vice versa. And it's so intertwined. I mean, hell, I spent more time at work than I did at home over the past 25 years, which I sort of regret. But you spend most of your life working instead of sleeping or being home with your family. I mean, it's just the way it is. And you need to take it in stride and make sure that you're learning something and make sure you're doing things right on the other side of the equation too.
All right, we're going to come back and kind of do some X and O's and break it down as far as his thoughts of business. Again, here he is right there, John Manzetti, and the book Small Bites of the Elephant, Amazon, Borders, wherever good books are sold. Obviously, you can link into him as well. We'll take a break, come back with more Legacy Studios in just a moment. Good afternoon with your Pratt Pack. All right, how long was that, Jimmy Joe?